Actually, in previous class, we discussed about what API testing. So how we can install the API. Okay. So from browser, we can click on the API Postman download and go to official website, download the Postman, and we can run it. Okay. Double click on that one. It is asking what one username and password. Okay. And you can give like your working email ID and then given. Okay. And after that, we can give what some username and password don't match with your Gmail ID. Okay, you can give different password. So don't give your Gmail password. Why means it is API. Actually, it is not safe. So that's why you can give only create some other passwords like okay. So don't give your Gmail password here. Create separate password. So one password also it is accept. But so anyway, safety means so that is a working Gmail. So that's why you can give like here different passwords. Okay. So after you can click on the free account, the code is come to your mail ID, then copy that code and paste it here. Okay. And paste it here and verify the account. So okay. After verify the account, it gives what you see like this one welcome teams account space. Okay. So it is displayed like this. It was displayed like this. It shows what it is installing the APIs completed. Okay. So now web application. See this one. Actually, Postman or web. Okay, you can try also web application. Either Windows application or web application. Choice is yours. Okay, you can install any one that. So it is what it is a web application. Or it is a try version like in the web. Okay, so you can it is version in the web. So after that, enter the email password. See this one workspace is also So all our work comes under place under what in a single place. Okay. So it is like what unit testing. So unit testing means already yesterday discussed. So it is Selenium with Java. Okay, it is a front end testing. It is interact with user objects. Okay. So unit testing is interact with user objects. So it is visible to you. So in unit testing, so what your actions you can keep completed that are visible to you. Okay. In any application contains what? See here front end and back end. So front end means from where we can access the applications from the server through URL. Okay. From where we can access the application through URL. We are trying to access the different functionalities of the application and we are testing. So this part is what presentation layer. So this is called what? UL testing. So presentation layer means it is comes under what it is visible to you. It is a front end application. Okay, it is a front end layer. So API testing. API testing is what here? API testing is the back end. So UI is not visible here. See this one. So UI is visible here. Visible here means which is visible to you. So here it is not visible to you. It is what back end testing. Okay, it is focused on the mainly back end. So database also comes under what? Database is also comes under the API testing here. Okay, so API testing means screens are not visible. That is called as a API test. Okay, so now after that, so apps working. See here, APIs are dealing with the backend part. So now current version of Selenium is what here? 4.0 plus version is the current version. So what is the protocol of the Selenium? We can use now. So W3C protocol is we are currently using. Okay. So there are three types of applications, web applications, desktop and mobile applications. So web applications and mobile applications are used nowadays. Okay, desktop applications are not used currently. So first, what is a web application? It is available on the server. It is what client server architecture. It is available on the server. It is what client server architecture that is called as a web application. So the actual software application is installed on server. We are trying to access through the browser. Okay. So first of all, we can install the one server. Then after that, we can browse the server. Okay. So see this one client is what? What is the client actions here? Client customer trying to browse some applications through it. So if you click on the Gmail, okay, if you click on the Gmail, see this one. So Gmail is launched or not? So if you click on the Gmail, see this one. This is what? This is the URL. Okay, this is the URL. See this one. That is the definition. So a user can trying to browse some application through what? URL. This is the URL of my page. Are you understood? So next, the actual application is got installed in where server. So the Gmail of the application, see, so all are stored in where server, one server. This is also one server. Okay, server architecture, remote in the internet. Okay, this is comes under internet. Web applications are follow what client server architecture. Data available in the server. We are trying to access through the client application. And all web applications comes under what client server application. So okay, this is Gmail is also a client server application. So we can access the server. Client can access the server from Gmail. Okay, clients some access the application through server. Okay, So here client is what responsibility sending a request to the server. Okay, we are sending the request or not. Open the Gmail, that is the sending request. Okay, so that is what comes under presentation layer. So what is server responsible for server is receiving the request. Okay, so I can click on the Gmail. So Gmail is receiving that request and giving what some username and password credentials. I can log into my browser page. Okay, this is a back end. So the all the back end my data. So where I can give the username and password that are stored in one database. Okay, so that is called as a server. Backend layer system between client and server. Internet plays one role. Okay, all the devices are should connected with the internet. So next desktop applications. So download all installed in your system. So internet is not required to work the applications. So desktop applications is internet is not required here. Okay. So MS Excel, PPT, Notepad, Calculator, these are the examples of desktop applications. See mobile applications. Mobile applications apps. So we can where we can download the mobile applications in the Play Store. We can download all the mobile applications. Okay. So some in Apple iPhones. Okay. In that we can store what Apple Store. We can download the all applications. Are you understood? So mobile applications are apps or software programs are designed to run mobile devices like what smartphones and tablets. These apps are typically downloaded from where? Google Play Store or Apple Play Store. ఓకే సో మీరు ఇక్కడ చూస్తే మనకి వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్స్ అనేవి ఏదైతే ఉంటాయో అది మొత్తం మనకి ఇంటర్నెట్ లోనే రన్ అవుతుంది. వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్స్ ఆర్ రన్నింగ్ ఇన్ ద ఇంటర్నెట్. ఓకే సో లైక్ వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్స్ లైక్ వాట్ జీమెయిల్ అప్లికేషన్స్. ఓకే అండ్ ఆన్లైన్ పేమెంట్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అప్లికేషన్స్. So ticket bookings applications all are comes under the web applications. Okay. So in mobile applications also have one Play Store is there. So you can download any applications from the Play Store and run on your mobile only. Okay. So desktop applications is what no internet is required in the desktop applications. So MS Word, Excel, Photopad, and Notepad, Calculator. These all are examples that comes on the desktop applications. Okay. So now APIs are web application. Already we can see this one. Client, what is server? Okay. So client and server both are communicate with the internet here. Okay. Client server both are communicate with the internet here. So next we can see what client server architecture. See this one. There are three types of architecture: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Okay. So tier 1 is what? See this one is the presentation. Okay, this is the presentation and presentation layer, business logic layer, and database layer. All are comes under the one tier architecture. Nowadays we can use this one. Why means client server all are all are into one place. Okay. So tier 2 means clients are in separate room and database is separate room. Okay, this is comes under what? So two-tier architecture we can use in. Okay, two-tier architecture we can use in what? This is a client server architecture. So college, library. So this is what intranet. We can use what internet. Banks nowadays banks also using intranet. So if a banking server it is not available anywhere, it's only in the one location. So if you go to the bank, you can only bank people can be access that one. That is called what intranet. So not public can be accessed. So that is what private and protected also. Okay. So this one college, banks, shopping. Okay, shopping malls all comes under the two-tier architecture. It is based on what scope of. So based on scope, we can use that one. Okay. So now see this one. All clients are connected with database or two-tier. So it is what intranet. Okay, and we can organize the systems and communicate with single database server. So web application, three-tier architecture. See this one. So which is basically client layer and some URL. First we will go to the middle of the layer, business logic, and layer will go to the database layer. See this one. Okay. So there are three types of this one. So what is our clients? So our clients are in separate room, business are in separate room, type 3. So nowadays this is also we can use type 3 architecture. Okay. This is what get request from where presentation layer and get response from where database layer. Okay. So request send from presentation layer and a request is response from database layer. Okay. And get response from the application layer tracker here. Okay. This layer contains what business logics, nothing but a functionality or programming. So what is web application? Web application UI testing means presentation layer. It verify the functionality of the application. So application and business logic layer means contains one set of programs developed by the developers. These logics are in the form of APIs. So what is API? First means you will discuss about APIs. APIs means it is the programs. So see this one, send some request to the client. Okay. So we will send some request to the client and the API will receive that request and send to the server, and it will process to the server, and we will get the response from where? API server. Okay. So API sent SVM to presentation layer. So what is API? A means application, P means programming, and I means interface. Application means what? It is where we can send the request, that is called as application. Program means what? Which contains the programming part. And interface means what? It is acting like a mediator in between application and database. Okay. So presentation layer is one, manual testing and automation testing comes under the presentation layer. So application layer contains what? API testing. Database layer contains what? Database testing. See this one. This is the diagram of this. So presentation layer here. So this is called what? This is a manual testing and Selenium with Java, UI automation and web technologies. All are comes under the presentation layer. So what is HTML? So HTML is used for the designing purpose. JavaScript means to perform actions, we can use the JavaScript here. So CSS means it is used for styling purpose. Okay. Same like database layer used for what? Database testing. So application layer is called as API testing. Okay. So application programming interface is like what? Messenger to help the program system talk and share the information. See here, food delivery apps also, you know that food delivery apps, what is Zomato and Swiggy. So all are the food delivery apps. Okay, we can API is acts like as a, so that's food delivering apps. Okay, so food is the destination. Okay, so client send is what? Sender is a client and a destination is the food. So in between the sender and the client, so one API is called, that is called as act as like API, that is called as what? The apps, Zomato and Swiggy, those are called as a API apps in between the client and server. Okay. So see this one, and like a waiter in restaurant also, you can taking the request to at kitchen and bringing the food. So API is what? Waiter is a API. So both sides, you can kitchen and okay people, you can understand both each other. See this one, development flow. See here in real time. So in real time, developers are first develop the database. Okay. After second one is what? API. API is used for what? Logic. We can write the logics here. Only coding purpose, we can write the logics here. API. So user interface means is a third, developers are developed third phase. Okay. This is what is also containing code without UI. Okay. Without UI, API testing is possible here. Okay. Without UI, okay, without UI, API testing is possible here. So why means, so we can require the data from the okay database and we can develop the API testing. So see this one. So based on the APIs, logics, so UI is worked. Based on the API logics, UI is worked. So otherwise, it is not, without API, it is also worked. But here, based on the UPS, UI is working here. So otherwise, UI is not worked here nowadays. Okay, it is waste. Without API, UI is waste. It is not working or not possible here. So database means data is available in the database in real time. First part is in the what? Developed the database here. So first developers are developed the database. In API developers are performed. See this one. In API developers perform 70% of the code here. So UI user interface contains what? 30% of the code only. Okay. So in API developers are performing 70% code in APIs and remaining 30% code in user interfaces. So in olden days, after database, so more concentrate on the user interfaces. But nowadays, so after database, we can concentrate on where? APIs only. Are you understood? So testing flow means this is all testing flow. So API to database. Database means what comes under what? API manual and Postman plus rest of API is also comes under database. So Selenium with Java UI user interface. Okay. To API and API to where? Database here. Okay. So next types of APIs. There are four types of APIs. First one is what? Public APIs. Okay, and private APIs and partner APIs and composite APIs. See here, public APIs means we are using only public. So public only. Okay. So public means anyone can access, anywhere can access. Okay, without restrictions. This one developer can access the without restrictions. Okay, example what? Google Maps. So you can see the Google Maps. So click on the Google Maps here. So I can click what? Google Maps. See this one. So I can click on Google Maps. See this one. So Google Maps, anyone can be accessed. Why means it is a public. So you can go anywhere. You can access this one. So you can go anywhere. You can access this one. Okay. Anywhere can be accessed here. Okay. So now, so private APIs means this is only company or organization. You can see the software companies like banks, okay, and bank sectors. So there are so many, okay, so many are comes under using what private APIs. Private APIs means no one can access this one. Okay, only company people, company and company people only, who are the organization people only can access this one, this APIs. Okay, a company HR system is able to employ the data from payroll person. This is one example of this. So partner APIs means this one. We have brief description. So Google Map API is there. So some traveling applications like what Ola and Uber. So internally Ola and Uber is using maps. Means they are using map is from Google only. Google organization. So here some provide some permissions to organize. Okay, without permissions. So partner AIS is not working. So Google give some what Google give the permissions to Uber and Ola for using the Gmaps in the applications. Are you understood? So see this one, make my trip. It is what a website. It is fetching what all the flight details. It is linked with what? It is connection between the airlines. Okay, and to the provide customer and all airlines provide permission give to their UPIs only APIs. Okay, so compose APIs. Composite APIs means it is also what to store the product information, okay, and to store the price information, to store the customer information, store in where some customer requirements are stored, they maintain some separate database services. Okay, see, so this acts like what? If you see the diagram, so customer and chef is there. So I can give, so I want food, customer want food here. So a customer ask where, ask whom, waiter. Okay, customer said, I want chicken biryani like this one. So to waiter. So waiter go to the chef room and say to the chef, so please prepare some non-veg food like Natkodi biryani. Okay, after he preparing, so waiter can take that food and serve to the customer. Okay, this is what relationship. Okay, so waiter is acting as like API here. So API collects what response from the customer and returns response to the customer also. So waiter is taking order from the customer and report to the chef and delivers the meal from kitchen to customer here. Okay, this is the API testing. So now see here another one. This is what front end applications, middle layer applications, and back end applications. See this one, middle layer applications act as like what? This is also the responsibility of the API layer to take the data from front end and insert into the back end also. Take the data from front end and insert into the back end. See this one. See, this is the responsibility of the API layer from fetch the data from back end to front end also. Okay. Forwarding, backwarding, both operations are performed here. So API is communicated between the two layers. Okay. So we will discuss in next class. Thank you.